My phone rang just after dusk. My father-in-law's voice thundered through the line, panicked and sharp. "Why aren't you at the hospital? Your son was in an accident." The words struck like a blade. My eyes flicked to the boy sitting on the couch across from me, controller in hand, oblivious, alive. "What?" I whispered. "He's right here." The other end went silent. A long, stifling silence. Then the line cut. Something inside me shifted. I grabbed my keys, pulled my son with me, and drove. The hospital parking lot was a sea of headlights and shadows. The corridors inside smelled of antiseptic and sorrow. A doctor led me down a long hall. His expression was carved from stone. This way. When I stepped into the room, my knees buckled. Because there, on the bed, was my son, bloodied, unmoving, machines humming faintly around him. And next to me, clutching my hand, stood the boy I had raised for 11 years. The world tilted. My breath caught, shallow, useless. 2 boys, identical, one broken on the bed, one holding my hand. I turned to the doctor, my voice raw. "What is this?" His eyes didn't waver. "You should speak to your wife." But she wasn't there. She didn't answer my calls. Questions tore through me. My son, sons, both existing, both mine and not mine. My wife had carried a truth I never saw, a truth buried so deep it wore another boy's face. At home, I searched for her. She returned late, clothes disheveled, eyes red. When I asked, she crumbled too easily. Tears, excuses, fragments of half-truths. "I didn't know how to tell you. I wanted to protect you. It was before us." But her words slid off me like oil. Protect me? No, protect herself. I looked at the boy in our house differently now. Every smile, every hug, suddenly tainted with doubt. Whose blood ran in his veins? Whose child had I raised as my own? I didn't confront her again. Not yet. Confrontation would only breed more lies. Instead, I moved silently, strategically. DNA test kits ordered online. Swabs taken carefully. One while he slept, one disguised as a playful cheek swipe. Quietly, I mailed them. Quietly, I waited. Meanwhile, I studied her. The way she avoided my days. The way her phone never left her palm. The way she clung harder to our boy, as if sensing my distance. Nights stretched into silence. I lay beside her, eyes open, watching the ceiling, hearing the echo of my father-in-law's voice. "Your son was in an accident." Which son did he mean? Which son had he known about all along? When she spoke in her sleep, names slipped out. A man I didn't know. A name she never said while awake. My rage never erupted. I kept it buried, honed into steel. Rage is loud. Strategy is quiet. And I knew this was no longer about one boy or two. It was about truth. It was about betrayal that spanned over a decade. The envelope arrived 2 weeks later. Plain, clinical, absolute. I opened it at the kitchen table, the weight of it pressing against my chest like a stone. The words were merciless. He wasn't mine. The boy I had fed, clothed, loved, another man's blood. When she walked in, I handed her the paper without a word. Her face drained. She tried to speak, but nothing came. Tears streaked down her cheeks. "I'm sorry, please. You're still his father. You always will be." I looked at her with a calm she mistook for mercy. It wasn't mercy. It was the clarity of a blade. She reached for me, desperate, broken. I didn't move. In that silence, she knew. She knew forgiveness would never come. Revenge was not fire. It was ice. I prepared the documents, divorce papers, custody petitions, financial partitions, all before she could even beg again. Every angle calculated, every escape cut off. When I placed them in front of her, she collapsed into sobs. You can't just erase us." I tilted my head. "You already did." She clung to the boy, crying into his hair. But he looked at me, confused, sensing the fracture he couldn't yet name. That night, I told my father-in-law the truth. His silence confirmed what I already suspected. He knew. He had kept her secret, helped her bury it beneath years of deceit. 2 betrayals for the price of 1. I walked away from both. The house emptied quickly after that, her belongings gone, her voice gone, the boy's laughter gone. I didn't fight it. I didn't beg for what was never mine. Some nights, the silence is heavy. Other nights, it feels clean, like air after a storm. I think of the boy often, the way he looked at me with trust, with love. That part cuts deepest. Because love doesn't follow bloodlines. Love follows presence. But betrayal rots everything it touches. I am no longer husband, no longer father, but I am free. And freedom, bought at the cost of lies, feels sharper than grief. I didn't lose a son that night. I lost an illusion. And illusions are easier to bury than blood.